I wonder if the majority of the work here is for the corporations to do in terms of their culture, because you have women who are intelligent, who are experienced, who want to work and are so ready to reactivate their brain, and who want to be challenged in a new way desperately, if they were anything like me, just ready and want to re-engage with adults, want to have serious conversations which feel reciprocal and rewarding. And it's a loss to the corporate world if those women are not invited back in or are actively prevented from coming back in due to a lack of give and not being open-minded about flexibility. And I know there are so many conversations around this, but if a woman's needs are not met and she is not allowed to parent her children and be present for them when they need her, not only is that woman then potentially being lost to the corporate world or to whatever she does, maybe she's a teacher, maybe she, whatever it is, but also she can take those skills, and this is kind of what this podcast is about, I suppose. She might take those skills and do something for herself that's quite extraordinary, and she will do it on her own terms, and she will do it in a way that works for her family. And it might be that that's slow off the ground, but once her children become more independent and she has more headspace, she can really dig into that and do some phenomenal things, and all of that potential could have been put in her previous role. So go on, tell me how you reconcile your messaging to kind of fit both of those audiences.
Although this mainly affects women, what we've realised is, yes, we also, you have your stay-at-home dads too. But we need to normalise this is a parent problem, and without the men being engaged and the dads being engaged on the other side, which are often the ones who are in the senior leadership positions and in the corporate world, they're not being engaged in the conversation and they're not going to hear it. When it becomes a women's problem, it becomes the women's problems. We're trying to make corporates see that actually we are the solution to their problems. We are the solution to their bottom line, because the more that we encourage women back into the workforce and we give them roles where they can actually progress and they are getting commercial experience or they're moving through the pipeline to the top, all the research shows that the women at the top make a big difference to the bottom line. Having that diversity has a huge impact on all of their KPIs. So if they don't bring women back in, that's how we sort of say to corporates, actually, you're not going to be ahead. We have got a ridiculously experienced and skilled and qualified talent pool. If you could see our talent pool, the level of the type of women that are in there is incredible. And that is hugely being lost. That is untapped. People are not making the most of this incredible group of women, this audience who are there waiting, like you say, and wanting to work, because they're not letting them, they're not opening the doors for them. And I think what's been nice about the work we're doing now is that actually there are great employers out there who are doing the right thing and not just on paper. You get the ones that say, oh, we're doing this, this and this, and this is what it looks like. But actually we have seen, the benefits of, they've redesigned the workplace. They let people work in the way that, they need to work around their family or whatever priorities they have outside of work. And they are growing and they are succeeding and they're doing it all for the right reasons. And you do see very quickly the cultures where actually they get it already. They have got, it's already working. They're already doing the right things. You've got the other sort of companies where they want to do it because they feel they should be doing it, but they maybe haven't actually, the culture hasn't been created yet. So we do a little bit of work with them to sort of help them think about how they can improve the culture to be more inclusive, to, think about how they can bring people in, redesign it in a way that works for others. So there is work to be done on both sides. And that's one of our biggest challenges is sort of, yes, we talk about the 5-hour workday because we know that could be a way that helps, a particular group of people be able to go back to work. But it doesn't have to be a 5-hour workday. It could be, reduced hours or compressed hours, whatever works for that person. We often talk to businesses, okay, we know you've got your business needs here, but look at people on their individual levels and how can you give that individual what they need so then they can go and, reach those business needs as well. And it's about that open communication. And like you said, I think it's a really good point. Like, we put a lot of onus on the parent to play the game, essentially. Maybe don't mention that you're a parent until you get the job. And we say absolutely not. You need to put parent on your CV, or you need to talk about it in an interview, because if that is something that you have worked hard over the last 5 years and that is all your experience and all your skills have come from recently, use it, show up, normalize the fact that actually parents are out there and they need to work. And then that will start to change the culture. So we're not telling people to play the game to get through AI shortlisting things, because if we do that, then we're not training the AI to accept parents within that pool. So we have to put it on the CV, and hopefully it will be listened to. Yeah, it's kind of making employers accountable for the role that they play in this,